Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason, and happy Friday to everybody. And what a great Friday it is. It is official for the first time ever. Silver has hit $100 to the ounce. And, well, gold right next door to $5,000 an ounce. New all-time record highs in the gold and silver industry, and lots of different reports circulating about vaults, what's in them, what's not in them. I think it's something, Jason, as people keep wondering, hey, when's a pullback going to happen? It's going to happen, right? It's going to happen.
With the activity going on with the smelters, it's behaving like it's a guarantee. But it's not going to be 1980, guys. It's not going to be 2011. And Joe said something. It's a simple statement that I think you're going to hear it echoed from me until we see this pullback that I think is coming. This is a great time to buy, and this is a great time to sell. There's always a little leaning towards, this might be a better time to sell, or no, this is a way better time to buy. And buying is always good, especially if you don't have any or you have very little, because you need to stock up on this. This is your savings. If you have zero savings, then you need to start buying, and you better start buying quick. But I don't like speculating with silver and gold. Savings is what silver and gold is. It should be nice and stable. But right now, we are not in a nice, stable situation with gold and silver. It is going to keep acting very erratically. It's very, very. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of buying going on. So, if you want to, I've called that. I think what I see is there's got to be a pullback, and if you start selling and panicking as it's going down, you're going to regret it. This I think this is going to be staged. I think it's to get physical silver out of your hands and over to the smelters and put into 1,000-ounce silver bars, so you lose. So, if you're going to do any selling and speculating, you sell before the big drop. Is silver going to be 125? I think so. Is silver going to be 150? I think so. Where is this dip going to happen? Somewhere in between the next couple of weeks and the next few months, I suppose. That would be my best guess, and it's only a guess. But Joe said it really good yesterday. Great time to buy, great time to sell, Joe.
800-951-0592. Now, here's what we're going to start doing. Because we're better than everybody, my humble opinion. If you want to buy large quantities of 20s, 10s, 5s, 10,000, I don't care what it is. Silver Eagles, rounds, you name it. Call me, and we'll talk about pricing. And then, for those of you that want to sell, same thing. Call me, and we'll talk about pricing. And we're going to get the best of both worlds. So one great thing that we have is this radio show. This changes everything. Because every day, I'm going to be able to come out and say, hey, I'm looking for this, or I'm selling that, and the price is going to be incredible. I'll give you an example. I'm going to give everybody a chance. Today, you're going to have an opportunity to buy silver at $5 under spot. You heard me right. Today, you're going to hear me ask you, those of you that are looking for an opportunity to take some profits down, I'm going to ask for certain items that I will give you a far superior price to sell it to me because I already have a buyer lined up. See how that works? See how that works? So let's go over it again. If you want to sell a large quantity of silver, maybe it's a case of Silver Eagles. That's a large quantity now, right? It's over $50,000. Silver's $100, right? Maybe it's bags of junk. Maybe it's rounds. Maybe it's bars. I don't know. Whatever you got. I'm going to give you a much better price if you want to work with us. How much better? In the case of silver, you're probably talking about like $5 an ounce better. I mean, a lot better. Gold. Hey, I've got, I don't know, 20, 40, 50, 120s. I've got 40, 50, 110s, whatever, $1,000 $5 liberties. I don't know. Maybe you got Indians. Call me. And again, working together. We're going to do two things in this market right now. We're going to pay you more than anybody, and we're going to sell it to you less than anybody. Yeah, it all starts right after this commercial break. Stay with us. 800-951-0592. Joe and Jason on this Friday. Let's take a quick look at the market. The Dow's down 200. The S&P's up 15. The Nasdaq's up 100. The 10-year note 425. Crude oil up $1.50. Something on, okay. Apparently we're sending some armada to the Middle East. Trump making some Iranian comments. Oil at $61. Gold up $40. $4,978. Silver, silver, yeah, $4,978. Right here. You know, basically $5,000. Silver up $4.06 right now. $100.11. You're welcome. We've been telling you. We've been begging you. We know what's going on in this market. I'll say this. We have an incredible opportunity in silver this morning. Okay, so let's get to it because it's limited. I've got 1/2 bag of quarters. It's a half a bag of quarters. By the way, that equates to 357.5 ounces of silver. So just under 360 ounces.
And that number is always an average ounces because we do circulated. If it was uncirculated, there's a little bit more actually there. The reason this is
it'd be
it's the industry number.
Yeah, it'd be 360 if it was uncirculated.
Yeah,
right? So we give you a few, a little bit, right? Yep. You get a little extra. And here's the cool part: when these came in, you just never know. These are older bags. They have those lead clips at the top. For those of you that have bought a lot of junk silver, they used to in the 80s and the 90s put them in the big burlap sack, and they had this lead. You crimped it, and to seal it. So I don't want to break them open. So these are bags that there's a good chance no one's gone through them. And really, and if they did, the stuff that was, really hot in the 80s and the 90s, there's a lot more stuff that's even better. So there's going to be all kinds of stuff in there. You're not just going to get, the end of it, the 1950s quarters and things of that. You're probably going to be Walkers in there, Franklins in there, right? There's going to be, well, I guess those are the half dollars, but you guys understand. 1 quarter bag of quarters, 1 half bag of quarters, 1 half bag of dimes. Same thing, both with the older bags. They're $33,995. By the way, that works out to, just to give you an idea, it is $95, and I think it's like 5 cents, something like that. Let me just do it.
And these are for these half bags, right, Joe?
Yes.
He's going to do the math. We want to be sure. So
$95.09. $95.09 an ounce. And I've only got 1 of each. I have 2 quarter bags, same thing, crimped in the lead topper. I've got 2 quarter bags of quarters, 1 quarter bag of dimes. They're $17,000. $17,000 again. So 35, I think it's like $95 and like 12 cents or something like that. 95.12, just, a couple pennies more there. And then I've got 35 rolls of dimes. See, I got something for everybody. They're going to be at $345 a roll, and I've got 35 rolls. To give you an idea of what a great price that is, because that's a little over $96 an ounce, but that is $8.40 an ounce less than our regular price.
Yeah.
If you get the quarter bags or the half bags, it's almost $10 an ounce.
Yeah.
Below what regular pricing would be. That is how we want to do it.
Let me tell you how good this is, okay? I think we have a clip we may try to play in this segment. We'll see if we can get it in. I'm looking at APMEX. APMEX on a roll of dimes, $375. Now, I have to do the 3.575 ounces in a roll of dimes. It's 7.15 in a roll of quarters. They're at $100. They're just under $105 a roll. We are 95 per ounce. The ounces you're paying, those 3.5 plus ounces of silver you're getting at APMEX, JM Bullion, it's the same. They're at about just slightly under 105. I'm going to tell you how bad this is, because we're going to play this clip. And Joe's like, maybe we shouldn't tell the audience, how much far back a spot we have to buy junk. Well, guess what? They're buying the junk that far back a spot as well. And they're going to sell you these dimes at, essentially, these prices came on when it was under 100. It's $5-6 over spot. So Joe and I, we talked yesterday. I said, Joe, we went over the numbers. And Joe's like, we really should try to get our prices down, especially if we're going to buy it lower. And everyone's buying it lower. So we're not going to be doing any different than the other guys buying. Joe has the sheets. He knows what our wholesalers are paying us.
Well, and here's the best part. This way we're going to do it. We're going to buy it higher and sell it lower.
Correct.
Right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to buy it better than them, and then we're going to sell it. We're $10 an ounce less than them.
Yeah, $10 an ounce less on junk silver. The biggest companies that sell it in the planet. So there you go. And by the way, silver is now up $4.30, $100.35. Gold's up $42, $49.80. 800-951-0592. Half bag of quarters, $33,995. Half bag of dimes, $33,995. Quarter bag of quarters, $17,000. Quarter bag of dimes, $17,000. Rolls of dimes, $345 at 800-951-0592. Now, on the other side, let me tell you what I'm looking for that I will pay much better
because I need them. I'm looking for 300 rounds. I'll buy up to 500 rounds. If you have rounds and you want to sell, I will pay more than anybody. Call me. I'm looking for 40 $5 liberties. And I'm looking for 20 $10 liberties. So if you are looking to sell, if you have rounds, $5 liberties, $10 liberties, call us. 800-951-0592. And guys, what a great day. What a great day. You're buying utility, a.k.a. junk silver. This is below now as silver keeps going. This is below cost. This is way below spot today. And if you are, and it's limited, like I said, so I'm looking at selling these half bags and quarter bags. If we don't sell them, right, I'll break them open next week. I don't want to break these open because these bags are older. Jason's got a look on his face.
I got the melt on a dime today. At this particular moment, I use coinflation. Melt price on a dime is $7.25, and we're going to sell it to you for less than that. By the way, we're selling it to you for $95 an ounce. I got $100.24 is the calculation here. So yeah. That's how much a silver dude. Audience, you got to just listen to this. A silver dime is almost a 10 spot now. So every little shred of silver and gold is just got very expensive. Tell me what
you said melt is again. I'm sorry.
On a silver dime, melt is $7.25. That's priced at $100.
You get 50 dimes. You get 50 dimes in a roll. Okay. That's $362.50. Melt. I got rolls at $345,
yep.
And it's even cheaper if you buy a quarter bag at $17,000 or a half bag at $33,950. You're welcome. You're welcome.
And you can't get it anywhere else, guys. There's so much paranoia. And Joe and I, when we have some time, because we're both busy, we brainstorm a little bit and we figure it out. And this is what we're hoping to, in this particular market. We're hoping that this will be a regular thing. We're gonna really try to get you guys sort of in line. That's why Joe said, "Look, we're gonna come on there and say, here's some items we're looking. We're gonna buy these items from you if you want to sell, because as we said earlier in the show, this is a great time to sell and a great time to buy." So we'll ask you guys here, these are the items other customers want. Who wants to sell? Here's the items we have currently for sale. And by the way, we're below melt. Instead of $5, $6, $7 above melt, it is almost shameful in my mind that junk silver is being sold at $5 over spot by companies that are going to buy it well below spot like we are. Come on. At some point, the customer needs to have the buyer needs to have a little bit of help here. And Joe and I figured that out.
Wow. 152 cents. I was thinking maybe 100 will get a pullback. By the way, platinum's up 108. Platinum 27.40. All you platinum guys from last year, you're welcome. You're welcome. Palladium 2,000. Remember that palladium special I had? You're welcome.
I have $100.65.
Yeah.
It's moving, guys. It's moving.
This deal just gets better and better and better.
By the segment.
Right? 800-951-0592. Look at gold. Gold's now up 50, 49.88.
We're going to end this week $100 silver and $5,000 gold. If all gold has to do is now just pull up another $18, and now we got 5,000 spot gold. So it's an amazing time we're living in, guys.
Let me give you a few updates. Bank of America has now raised its gold forecast. They should just listen to me. I mean, it makes it so much easier. 6,000 by the spring of this year. So what's that? 2 months? 3 months? Right? 6,000 from Bank of America. Goldman Sachs, well, they may want to change it, but they're saying new price target $5,400 to the ounce. Their last adjustment was $4,900, now to $5,400. And as I said, I don't have it confirmed from another source. But there is reports circulating that after an audit was performed at the COMEX, millions of ounces of silver are not there. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour of this Friday. Gold and silver just going ballistic. Gold's up 50 now. We're $12 away from 5,000. Silver, boy, wow. Doesn't look like silver's going to look back here. $100.80 to picked up almost $1 since we've been on the air. We have the biggest silver sale of the year by far so far. Got U.S. We got to remember, this is U.S. government hallmarked silver. Dimes, quarters, and half dollars. Well, I don't have any halves. Halves I don't have. I got them, but there's just more. Half a bag of quarters. $33,995. And people are like, oh my gosh, that's so expensive. No.
Nope.
No, my friends. It's almost $6 now under spot. You heard me right.
And we're beating everybody else by 10.
Yeah, it's not even close. We're destroying everybody price-wise. I got a half bag of dimes, $33,995.
Oh, the competition is raising their prices as we speak on junk.
Well, of course they have to. Yeah.
That roll of dimes just went up $5 a roll at these other guys. Just because they're going to keep adjusting. They have their automatic website, so they're just going to automatically adjust it up because they have to get whatever margin they think they have to hit, even though they're still going to pay you so many dollars well below spot for it. Yeah.
Guys, this is a no-brainer. Quarter bag, 17,000. I've only got 3 quarter bags, two quarters, 1 dime. And then the last rolls of these times, $345. That's $35 less than the competition. And when you're thinking about there's 3.5 ounces in there, I mean, Jason, we're now talking about like $10 an ounce less than that. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. At 800-951-0592. And don't forget, I'm looking for someone to sell me 300 rounds, $45 liberties, $10 liberties, and I will pay you more than I would have. And again, everybody, I'm telling everybody, you want to sell a large quantity of gold, you want to sell a large quantity of silver, call us. You want to buy a large quantity of gold or a large quantity of silver, call us, and then I'll go out on the air and I'll get it. Right? If somebody, hey, one of you out there wants to drop $1 million on Silver Eagles, call me. I'll get them. You want to pay $10 an ounce less than everybody else out there? That's what I'm talking about. 800-951-0592. Very quickly, I want to remind everybody, don't forget about signing up for Texit, whether it's a 1-pack, a 5-pack, or a 9-pack. Anybody that signs up for a 1-pack, a 5-pack, or a 9-pack between now and the end of the month, you're going to get a year's worth of coins when you do it. Yep. A year's worth of coins when you do it. Got 5 rolls of silver. That gets you a 9-pack, right? right? Get you a 9-pack plus a year's worth of coins for, with the 9-pack. Think about it. At the end of the year, you'll have 2 years worth of mining coins on a 9-pack. 800-951-0592. But Jason, a story was breaking again. I don't have it confirmed, but the story goes that the COMEX was independently audited after rumors were significant shortages in the reports. Because right now, remember, think about this. At the COMEX, the people that hold the silver report the inventory. Yeah, like they just say this is what's there. People are saying that there is an investigation, that charges may be coming, and that millions and millions of ounces are not there. I don't know. Is this the reason that silver's broken above 100? I don't know. Probably not, but maybe. Here's the thing. I don't think that one has to do with the other. If it is actually true, and I don't have it verified, and I know people, guys, I've gotten the video. You don't have to send it to me anymore. Okay? It's not verified by me. I want a different source, and I'll let you know. Then we're probably talking about silver, forget the pullback, add another $50 to $100 to the price of silver. That is very possible. If you're going to say, well, Joe, why should I buy today if Jason and you are talking about a pullback? Because it's a fake out.
Yeah, it's going to be a head fake for sure.
It's a head fake pullback.
Yeah.
Let me tell you where I think silver's going to be. The question for me this year, is silver going to be closer to $150 or $200?
At what time?
The end of this year.
The end of this year.
Okay, so let's go back to public school again, right? That's $175. Remember last year when I told you, hey, the question for the end of the year, is it closer to 100 or closer to 50? And remember, the day before New Year's, gold was like $76, and I think it closed at what? New Year's Eve, it closed at like 72 and change. Yeah. Now I'm telling you, put a 1 in front of that for 2026. So do you want to get in on this utility silver today? Oh, yeah, you do.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you do. Gold, listen, 8,000, right? So the question for gold, right, closer to 7, $7,000 to $8,000 in gold. Why? Because, man, it doesn't seem to matter. These central banks just keep coming out, Poland the other day. Hey, by the way, we're going to buy even more this year. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Back after the break. 800-951-0592. I've got a couple lines open. I'm almost out of dimes. The rules. So $345. Somebody during the break begged for some quarters. Didn't have enough to buy, a whole quarter bag. So I said, okay. We broke one of the quarter bags open. So now I've got 20 rolls of quarters at $6.90. I've got a few more rolls of dimes at $345. I'm
going to need 3 rolls of those quarters. We got our shipping, and instead of my 3 rolls of quarters, I got 3 rolls of halves. So now I need 3 of them. but real quick, I want to say one thing, Joe. Mass media generally doesn't smile upon gold and silver. They have lately because they almost have to. When we close above $100, which I'm confident we will today, all weekend long, all you're going to hear on the financial news, part of every newscast, silver $100, silver $100. And all of the people that have been completely asleep to this are going to come Monday morning and start buying silver like nobody's business. Monday, I expect another $3 to $5 up on silver. It could easily happen, maybe even more, Joe.
Silver closing above 100. Because if gold closes above 5,000, I'm afraid for Monday. That's how big of a jump we could see come Monday. But again, I'm looking for 300 rounds. I'm looking for $45 gold liberties, $10 gold liberties. I have a half bag of quarters that is almost $6 under spot, under melt, $33,995. Got a half bag of dimes, same thing, $33,995. I've got a quarter bag of quarters and a quarter bag of dimes. They're both at $17,000. You're talking huge money below spot. Who knows, by Monday, these may be $10 below. And then, of course, I've got a few rolls of dimes and a few rolls of quarters. $345 on the dimes, $690 on the quarters. Remember, the quarters is double the amount of silver in a roll of quarters versus a roll of dimes. At $800, $951, $0592. The cool part on the silver bags. Okay, here we go. Breaking Chinese demand literally off the charts. Reports are coming out that Shanghai is saying that the Goldman's spec positions in New York and Shanghai close to the all-time record lows. What does that mean? No, this is not being driven by speculators. This is a huge, huge thing. If the stories are true that COMEX really didn't have the inventory we have, this could get very crazy very, very soon. They're saying that in China, it has been incredible. They're talking about dealers completely overwhelmed with physical demand. They're saying that Chinese and Indian physical demand has been driving this leg of the rally. And they're saying that according to what is coming out of China, 90% of silver exports are now flying into either India or Hong Kong only. In other words, China's not giving it out to the rest of the world. London, again, still extremely tight, even after the COMEX sent a buttload of silver. Maybe that's where all the silver went. Maybe it all went to London. The price, ready? Goldman's saying what we're saying. God, the price has gone too far, too fast, but this is an inventory. This is economics 101. Remember when I told you, and Jason keeps trying to beat this into your head, this is not the 1980s silver market. Remember, that was the Hunt Brothers corner in the market. That's not this. This is not the silver market of 2011. Remember, silver got to 50 and then went all the way back to like $12 by the time it was done. That was speculation. Well, one was the Hunt Brothers corner in the market. The other was just speculating paper. This is overwhelming demand. And guys, I want you to understand that all of what this, I guess, economy that we have in the world right now, it's all AI, it's all data warehousing, it's all electric this and solar that, and you don't have an option to replace silver in these things. There is no alternative. That it is the alternative. And the Chinese, they have all the capacity. China has, think about this, just in refinement. They have over 70% of the entire world's ability to refine.
You know, I'd like to say one thing. I think that what silver and gold is doing is a lot like 1980, actually. The Hunt brothers were going to continue to buy. And what happened in 1980 is the Fed and the COMEX stepped in and caused sell-only orders and crashed the price and crashed the Hunt brothers. We have big entities, kind of like J.P. Morgan Chase, who bought 750 million ounces a month or two ago. They're the Hunt brothers now. Big, huge, enormous buyers. And they're not going to stop, and the COMEX and the Fed ain't going to stop them. They're with them. Right, Joe? So if I think there's going to be a big drop, if someone's telling the smelters to hold back and then the smelters are saying $15 back, someone just said, well, we're going to buy from you. But you know what? We're not going to buy from you for a couple of months. That's what I see. And what's going to happen? A flash crash to get you guys to sell your silver when you shouldn't.
800-951-0592. Final segment on this Friday. Historic in the regards of these are numbers, psychologically 5,000 gold, $100 silver.
Headline numbers.
Yeah, headline numbers that are going to once again create excitement. Probably going to see a lot of people, again, what I'll call the give-up trade, right? People have been waiting for a pullback since 50.
Yeah.
Right? They have been. Of course, Jason and I told you that wasn't going to happen. Right? We told you it wasn't going to happen. No. Now we're saying, hey, there's going to be a pullback, but it's going to be a fake pullback.
There was no information to say a pullback. Now there's information that says somebody's trying to manipulate. And let me, just real quick, I'll make it quick. Holding silver and gold, if you want to do it the relaxed way, just buy it and keep on buying it. And when this pullback happens, that I think is going to happen, don't sell. Now, if you want to play this as you want to speculate yourself, selling anytime between now and before the pullback, I think you'll do fine. This is just me. I'm throwing my big guess out there. I think the pullback can be as drastic as going all the way back to $55. And when everyone's freaking out, and the biggest buyers are buying it for you for so cheap, I think it bounces off of 55 at some point or 75, whatever the pullback is, and we're going to go way past where it started. And I think it all can happen in this calendar year. And in the sooner this pullback happens, the higher gold will go, or silver will go, and gold will go. Joe said $200. If this is actually going to happen, if this actually happens, the earlier it happens, the higher silver will be at the end of the year. With $300 silver at the end of the year can easily happen if this happens early in the year. If this happens later this month or February, it will snap back within a month or two, and then we will see prices like you've never seen before. We're going to be laughing at $100. That's what I think, Joe. That's how much that they want to get physical out of your hands. This is the peanut butter jar, and they want to scrape you clean. They're pulling their money out. Stock buybacks are going to be happening this year. This $2.4 trillion coming from overseas, they're not risking. These big companies aren't risking their money. They're going to pull this easy money out that they can't use, and they're going to inject it into stock buybacks while they're selling their stuff, waiting for one of the biggest market crashes we're probably ever going to see in our lives. And they're going to try to rape you and take every asset you got out of your pockets. And then you got to hold on tight, right, Joe? You got to be smart. And that's what we're doing, Joe. We're going to be smart about it.
Well, the smartest thing I know to do is call the 800 number today and pick up this silver at literally what I think is going to be historically low prices in the future. I'm not as bearish. Jason talking 55.
But not for long, Joe. You caused the pain. You caused the pain to steal from others. I don't
know, and I only say that because demand just hasn't abated.
That's right.
What is coming out of China and India right now, it's hard. It's just hard to understand. And then, of course, looking at the paper markets. Raise the margins whatever you want. Nobody's really speculating anymore. It's like,
Buy.
800-951-0592. Buy all